Oh, um, My time with Espina has taught me that carrying an unreliable weapon is worse than not carrying one at all.
All this time living in the city, I still miss my pets. After all this time living in the city, I still miss life at sea.
I really want to go traveling. I don't mind where we go, as long as I have my friends with me.
After all this time. After all this time living in the city, I still miss life at sea.
I do love Spina di Rosula's logo. It was designed by my mother. Have you noticed how it's shaped like a heart?
After all this time living in the city, I still miss life at sea. After all this time living in the city, I still miss life at sea.
I really want to go traveling. I don't mind where we go, as long as I have my friends with me.
After all this time living in the city, I still miss life at sea. After
Spina has taught that carrying an unreliable weapon is worse than not carrying one at all.
Temple Garden.
I thought the temple moved to the rainforest ages ago. When did they scamper back into the desert?
I don't know. This plan sounds a little too risky for my liking.
Even in King Deshret's day, this was experimental technology. We have no idea what could happen if we activate it.
Well, unless you know of another viable alternative for the Akasha terminal, I'm afraid
The plan is sound, and the risks are manageable. The scale of this project is enormous. Even with Kave, Faruzan, and every other scholar of mechanics work...
You're back. Everything all right? And who are they?
Friends of yours?
Pretty much everyone in the Temple of Silence is. This guy's Kave, and the one next to him is Alhaitham.
Hello, I'm Jet, and this is...
Oh, a famous name from the history books.
Pleased to meet you. A friend of a friend is a friend of mine, as they say.
Who's they?
Huh? Do people not say that?
Not in the desert. Friends you can trust, but still, I do trust the Traveler's judgment. I'm sure you're good people.
The sandstorms have calmed down. I take it the Gurabad problem is resolved.
And after getting all smarmy with us, he trapped him outside to free us, and then we got Lilupar to put a stop to the case.
Wow. Thanks for being there.
So, this mystery man openly admitted that he was merely a harp.
Yeah? Is there something weird about that?
I assume you aren't naive enough to expect answers from an enemy. Well deduced.
Are you wondering about his true identity? Or do you think there's a big conspiracy behind all this?
I wouldn't go as far as to call it a conspiracy. Just the simple fact that having someone to shift the blame on tends to prove useful should trouble come knocking later. The most important thing for now is to solve the immediate problem. Perhaps that man knew you wouldn't have the resources to investigate his background and so didn't put much effort into disguising himself.
This is all getting a little cryptic for me. I'll let you guys talk while I take a walk with Lee Lupar.
Jet?
Aren't you with the Blazing Beasts? What a coincidence. Didn't expect to run into you here.
We're mercs. You can run into us anywhere. Who's this with you?
So, did you find the solution you were looking for in the Temple of Silence?
You bet we did. This place is incredible. It has everything. So far, we've discussed a plan and verified its feasibility. Building a new system from scratch is out of the question. So our only option is to modify the Akasha using certain resources we hope to find in the mausoleum of King Deshret.
According to certain sources in the Temple of Silence, there is a core device in King Deshret's mausoleum known as Aru. Little is known about this device in academic circles, which suggests it was hidden quite effectively. If these sources prove correct, the energy contained within Aru may be sufficient to power our Akasha renovation plan. However, this raises difficult questions regarding technological integration. The sages are still debating it.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll reach a compromise once they've argued it out. The people of the rainforest are always cautious when it comes to desert technology. But times of
Wait! Paimon has a question! Is this the same Aru we've heard of before? It's sealed off, right?
Well remembered. Yes, according to our records, Aru was the most brilliant. That being said, what Aru actually... Until recently, I wouldn't have been optimistic.
Paimon totally gets that. When Paimon first heard about... Do you guys still remember that? The Ibis King told it...
I think I remember. What causes our rise and fall? What obliterates love and hate? And what determines truth and falsehood? Those were the three questions, right?
Yeah. If only Nefer were here. She's dealt with the Ibis King before, so she might know more. Oh, Nefer's a friend we met in Notcry.
Notcry? Funny. She showed up here earlier.
Huh?
Yeah. Had another lady with her, too. Both said they...
Really? Yes, really. It was just before one of them said she's made Notcry her home. If she's the person you were talking about, then...
Looks like betting on Aru was the right choice.
See? They're right over there.
Nefer!
Why,
hello, hello,
We're here
hello.
to help.
कैसे हो? क्या कर रहे हो? क्यूटी को पीटी बना दिया.
It's a good thing we left her
locked out. What?
Oh,
ये
you
वाला
haven't
रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं
heard?
क्या
No
तुमने?
one can leave and no one can enter. Sumeru has become.
Are the Fatui behind this too?
Oh, क्लास चल रही है. Okay,
Actually,
okay.
no.
पढ़ो फिर
This
बाद
has
में
nothing
आना.
to do with them. I suspect it's a defense mechanism within Irminsul itself. Irminsul is the source of
Oh,
Tivat's ley
I
lines,
see.
after all. And so I imagine this function was put in place to seal the entire region off in the event of serious damage, preventing the disaster from spreading to the rest of Tivat. It may have been implemented long ago.
But doesn't that mean that the people here won't be able to escape to other nations if the anomaly keeps spreading?
Currently, that does appear to be the case, which is precisely why I am here. This is a critical moment for the world, and Sumeru is the eye of the storm.
Paimon's surprised you managed to convince her to come back to Sumeru.
Indeed. Even for someone of my wisdom and eloquence, this tested my skills to the limit.
And why should it concern me that Sumeru's in trouble? Surely you don't think I still have feelings for that place?
Judging by your tone, I suppose you don't.
Sounds like you don't know much about my past. And here I thought you knew everything.
All I know is that the Ibis King is the source of your power. He was quite a prominent moon envoy once upon a time. So as for your past, I have ways to learn the full story if I wish to. But everyone has secrets they'd rather keep to themselves. Wouldn't you say?
I'm glad you see it that way, Miss Nicole. I've chosen to call Nodcry home, which is why I did my part in its hour of need. That doesn't mean world savings become a habit with me. I have no particular desire to play hero in Sumeru, thank you.
I understand. Human emotions do not appear and disappear without cause. There is always a reason to be found behind both salvation and destruction. Still, if time has taught me anything, it's that human emotions are often complex and in conflict. That's why people change their minds about things all the time. But that's where we angels come in. Our duty, ultimately, is to guide people towards their deepest, truest desires and help bring them to fruition. So I wish to hear about your past, because I do not believe you are motivated by hatred alone. And if we still arrive at different conclusions in the end, that's okay.
I refuse.
Wait,
Oh my god.
what? But I set the atmosphere and everything. Isn't this supposed to be the moment when we finally open up to one another?
Is it? Maybe I'm not so good at reading the atmosphere. You're right, Nicole. There's more to me than just hatred. Had it consumed me, I'd be left stuck in the past forever, never living in the present. But I don't think that your guidance can change my mind. The all-consuming sands, the bloodshed, both deserved and undeserved. Those old emotions cling to me like a shadow.
Do you wish to shake them off?
No. I hope to remember them forever. Those emotions and memories shaped me into the person I am today.
In that case, would you like to hear my perspective, at least?
Sure. It's not every day you get to hear an angel's opinion.
A long, long time ago, when the angels still walked freely upon the earth, I found life tedious. Monotonous work, lukewarm relationships. Things weren't nearly as interesting as they are now. And yet, since the angel's demise, I have found myself missing those days on more than one occasion. Human emotions are often attached to a person, a place, or an object. When those things are gone, the memories quickly fade, and the emotions slip away along with them. If Sumeru were destroyed, both rainforest and desert would be no more. With the object of your hatred wiped from existence, it would not take long for the memories buried deep in your heart to slowly fade. Both love and hate are intense emotions, but they are nothing compared to the void left behind when they disappear.
Most sophisticated, Miss Nicole. But anyone focused on the future could only ever applaud the destruction of the things they hate. Still, I'm a special case. Someone once told me that human memory is more selective than a Mora-hungry merchant choosing between customers. We all need a reality check once in a while, so we don't forget the truth. As much as I dislike Sumeru, this is no way for it to perish. All right, you win. I'll help you out a little, but I won't work for free.
How much will you need? You're not gonna milk this for all it's worth, are you? I'll be upfront with you. I don't have much more on me. If that's what you need, I could borrow some from Alice. Or perhaps I could pay in sculptures. the ones I carve are actually worth quite a lot.
Just cover my travel expenses.
Huh? Is that all?
That's all. Given all the people I owe favors to, I can just about justify a trip to Sumeru. Yehoda!
Here, boss! What do you need?
I'm going back to Sumeru for a while. While I'm away, you'll be in charge of the curatorium.
Me? I'm in charge? Whoa. Don't worry, boss. You can count on me!
And that was how the ingenious Angel Nicole brought you the perfect person for the job in your hour of need. Hip hip hooray!
That was far more detailed than necessary. Not lacking in embellishment either. I never thought I'd return. Especially not the desert. But life doesn't always go as planned, I suppose. What's Candace up to? I don't think I've seen her yet.
She is still taking care of things in our village. Should be joining us before too long.
भाई पूरी गैंग आई सुमेरु की.
Oh, and sorry. Hope we're not interrupting anything. We have some good news, though.
We're planning to go to the mausoleum of King Deshret to look for the legendary Aru, then use it to try and restore the Akasha system.
According to records in the Temple of Silence, the mausoleum houses something called Aru's Chute, which can be used to establish connection with Aru.
We still have some time before we leave, so there's no rush.
By the way, who are these two new faces?
Just call me Nefer. I'm based in Nodcry. Did I hear you mention Aru?
Correct.
Well, I happen to have a connection with one of the 3 retainers imprisoned inside, the Ibis King. I'm here to get things done.
That sounds perfect.
Miss Nefer, are you from the desert by any chance?
Why do you ask?
I don't know. There's a familiar air about you. Plus, you mentioned Candace. Sorry, I don't mean to pry. It was just a random thought. I'm Dia, an Eremite mercenary. My work usually keeps me out in the desert.
I'm on good terms with Dory, and she's mentioned you all before. It's nice to finally put faces to the names. However, my associate here is probably less well acquainted with you. Why don't you all introduce yourselves?
Actually, I'm a little better acquainted than you might think.
Huh?
Huh. Are my eyes playing tricks on me? It looked like you spoke without moving your mouth.
Ventriloquism. I have heard tell of it before.
What is it, Kale?
It's you. You're the voice who's been speaking in my head, aren't you? You encouraged me to report my dreams to the Genshin Archon, and got me to recite that magic prayer.
Mm-hmm. I have many titles, but let's go with the most pertinent one. I am Nicole Rain, an angel who has lived since ancient times.
An angel? Sounds like a big deal, but, what exactly is an angel?
Oh, Well, we're a rather long-living race of beings. Not gods, technically, but we can still tell you a lot of stories from ancient history.
Yep, and she's also an amazing sculptor.
You could say she's a real creative type.
Well, ma'am, if both the Traveler and Paimon give you rave reviews, you must be pretty impressive.
Oh, please don't call me ma'am. I find it so awkward when people get too formal with me. Just relax and be yourselves. No need to be nervous.
Miss Nicole, if it's okay, could I ask you a few questions?
Yes, you may. I can see your heart is filled with confusion, and you are desperate for answer. I also know which questions you want to ask me. Why did you dream of Sumeru City in disarray? Why did those verses soothe the Jinn only when recited by you? I can guide you to the truth, but it involves a personal secret of yours. I'd prefer to speak with you alone, if possible. I thought we were going to speak alone. This is a lot more people than I was expecting.
What's wrong with it? Even the doctors at Dar al-Shifa allow patients to be accompanied by family members.
Well, if Kale doesn't mind her secret being revealed, I have no problem with—
Thanks for being so considerate, Miss Nicole. I don't know what secret you mean, but whatever it is, there's no need for me to hide it from my closest friends.
Closest friends? It's so nice to hear that.
All right. In that case, I'll get right to it. Kale, are you aware that there are god remains inside your body?
I am. When I was young, I got sick with Elazar. Nothing could cure it. The Fatui convinced my mom and dad that they could help, and I was sent to an unfamiliar place. There were a lot of other kids just like me there. This creepy guy injected us with some strange medicine, which I heard contained god remains. I can still remember the pain like it was yesterday. But thanks to the friends who've stuck by me all this time, I've gradually been able to overcome those memories. Anyway, so you're saying that what happened to me has something to do with the god remains they injected me with?
Yes. Those were the remains of Nabu Malikata, the goddess of flowers.
What?
You don't seem surprised like the rest of us.
The possibility crossed my mind when Kale recited the Goddess of Flowers song and calmed the Jinn.
You made Paimon jump! What are you doing here,
I was merely passing through when I heard the name of the Goddess of Flowers. Be assured that I share your surprise. You, with the hat. Are you certain? I sense no trace of the Lord of Flowers within her.
Well, it is a very small fragment. Unless special methods are used to manifest its power, even her closest acquaintances would find it near impossible to detect. After the goddess passed away, her remains were scattered across the desert. King Desh— Eventually, the Fatui must have found a way to track some of them down. Presumably for use in some experiment. It's not an uncommon occurrence. You're more shaken than I thought. In one sense, you've been extraordinarily lucky. So many people who yearn for this kind of power never attain it, yet you have coexisted with her all this time without even realizing it.
I don't know what to say. I'm glad that I could help everyone with this power, really. But knowing that a fragment of the Goddess of Flowers is inside my body is— it's a strange feeling.
Well, people value their autonomy very highly. Even a well-intentioned intruder can shake one's sense of self.
I understand how you feel, Kale. But once you get used to it, you'll find it's nothing to be concerned about.
Huh. I guess you, of all people, have a good reason to speak on this.
2 good reasons, in fact. Incidentally, 3 is the maximum number of Hermanubis' Ba fragments that I could bear.
Let me guess. Because 2's company, but 3's a crowd?
Thanks for helping to explain the joke, Tainari.
Not my intention.
Goddess preserve me. I should take my leave. This boy in his wolf's head hat speaks much too differently from the Hermanubis I remember.
Kale, all I'm trying to say is, no matter how many Hermanubis fragments there are within me, you wouldn't think of me as Hermanubis. In the same way, you are simply you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So about that dream I had, was it a warning from the Goddess of Flowers?
Yes. Just like me, she was an angel created by the primordial humans, born with the instinct to guide living beings. Though her body and soul have perished, her essence retains its natural instincts. The mother of dreams? Lord of flowers and oases? Had a premonition. That is why she gave that dream to you.
We won't let our efforts go to waste. But I still don't understand. Why me?
Yes. Why indeed? You weren't the only one injected with god remains, but only in you have her fragments persisted. I suspect it may be because of the firm will you showed in the face of suffering. She was likely assimilated by that will. Of course, this doesn't mean you have to shoulder any extra responsibility. As this young man said, you are who you are, and that will not change. All right, any further questions from the family members of the patient? If not, we should head to the mausoleum of King Deshret.
Let's move out. Time to put our plan into action.
We all hope it'll work. But will we really be able to open Aru? And even if all 7 pillars of King Deshret agree to let us proceed, the scale of the work to follow is daunting to...
Haven't you handled other big projects before?
I mean, the biggest project I've worked on to date is probably the Palace of Alcazarzaray, I guess? But this is orders of magnitude beyond that. It's a total nightmare.
Look on the bright side. At least this time you're actually here when Sumeru needs you most. You won't have to come asking me for details after the fact.
Mock me all you want. But now that I'm here, things will be resolved far more quickly and smoothly than last time.
Kave's self-doubt disappeared in an instant. Like magic.
Well, this confidence is most gladdening. Now, go and pack your things. We'll head to the mausoleum as soon as you're ready.
Oh, Miss Nicole. I heard...
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to blow my...
Honestly, even though Kashar... So if they...
Who's...
Myself and a few other scholars.
Oh, well...
Whoa! Where did that come from?
Look at the level of detail. It's the squirrel descends from the heavens like a champ.
Kave? Kave, come here for a sec.
All right, but hang on a moment. I have to finish reviewing this proposal first.
You called? What is it, youngster?
This squirrel statue.
Oh, a squirrel. I wouldn't say cute per se.
Oh, a hero?
I see. Well,
as a matter of fact, I do quite enjoy those.
Then perhaps the statue represents the heroic tale also on the subject of heroism. I'm sure some would call it cliché or old... Kave!
Sorry, Madame Faruzan, I'm a little busy right now. Don't wait up for me.
What a pity. That young man has excellent aesthetic tastes. I was hoping...
What a genius idea! Why didn't I think of that? Classical beauty is a great direction to explore. That's it.
Precisely. A declaration. Then place the 2 statues...
Yes! That's...
It'll be a masterpiece, Miss...
Just call me Nicole.
Be right.
Why ever not? Madam is a state of mind cultivated. My dear Miss Nicole, once we make it through these trying times, should we have the pleasure... In this day of age, it's rare to find people with an appreciation for classical aesthetics.
Honestly, I feel the same way. It's been a long time since I met anyone interested in this style of statue. Clearly, they don't call you... Also, I have to say, you're a very good judge of character. Because when I...
Sorry, keeping watch over here...
Oh,
let's not...
Good idea.
I hope everyone's ready. We'll be arriving at our destination very shortly.
Why, we've not seen so many
You surmise correct.
Ho ho! Why, you've I know that lad.
Oh, this is. When did you three?
Why, you. Yes, yeah. But didn't King.
Who knows? Behold, the execution's almost tragic.
I'm starting to take a liking.
Time we come to you, O three ancient, as for precisely what we need.
All right, stop arguing, Croco. But do you really have a way to answer them? You once, unless with the passage of.
You could say so. When you first asked me what determines truth and falsehood, my answer was liars are the best at seeing through the falsehoods of the world. But if you want them to tell you the truth, you have to reach their soul.
I think that makes sense.
I found it quite compelling myself, and I told Nefers.
Well, that's simply because it was my answer, not the one King Deshret was looking for.
Can you guess which answer Al-Ahmar wanted then?
Time. And that's not only the answer to the final question, it's the answer to all three of them. All things wax and wane with the current affairs are always from. You once described King Deshret as a proud man. I'd say that the prouder someone is, the more inclined they are to believe that only time is qualified to be their judge.
Time. Indeed. Perhaps in building Aru, our king was in fact attempting to reverse time, to bring luck. This is the most eventful day I have experienced.
Are those 3 of the 7 pillars?
Turns out the statues were quite faithful to the source.
You three seem to be in good...
Prison can help a person grow. Hello, Nefer.
It's good to see you.
Nice. Definitely put some...
Should we maybe introduce ourselves?
Sure. I'm Sethos. The current...
Everything is equally new to us.
Let's hold off on the intro.
Gods and people...
Is that so? Well...
Fair point.
And I must praise you for your...
I'm sorry?
Why, your tremendous accomplishments deserve a...
General Ma...
I won't beat around the bush. Sumeru is facing a crisis.
Every calamity throughout the ages is...
Whatever is wrong with Irminsul, it's severely...
The Dendro Dragon? I'm sorry.
Not a pep, surely. Not vicious, cruel, a pep.
I shudder to think what could have caused Lesser Lord Kusanali to suffer such a plight. Still...
You can help us make history, too.
A smooth talk.
Currently, no one can connect to Irminsul.
Unfortunately, besides, I hear your reason.
The archaeological records clearly indicate that although Aru's construction took a long time, it was not beyond human means.
This is by no means a threat. But the only reason we helped you escape from Aru, you asked us to state our wishes, and we have.
What do we think, my fellow old fogies?
Since you ask so nicely, naturally.
Naturally what? Are you for or against?
I simply mean we shall do what comes naturally. You claim that you wish to open Aru. Know you then that the golden slumber created by King Deshret is preserved?
We do.
In all likelihood, the mortal world will never again be able to replicate...
We are sure.
If your minds are made up. Saint Chesapang.
Saint Binu,
Responding to your call. 3 kings detected. Initiating autonomous...
Saint Shetsbank, responding to your call. 3 kings detected.
Ah, Lord Herreshoff.
Then your trust in my well-being has long outlived your physical body.
Al-Akmar is long gone. What is the reason for this meeting?
You're awake? Good. We are voting on whether to give the people of present-day
Aru is the pride of Al-Akmar. Opening Aru requires the
Sumeru is currently in the midst of a major calamity. A god without his people shall cease to exist, and King Deshret's greatest wish was to provide protection for his people.
I do not mean to mock these proceedings, but what is the point of a unanimous vote?
This will no doubt
Huh? Can someone attest to this? Do we have any proof?
I ask the 3 kings.
Naturally, the Ibis King.
What?
It was Thoth's disciples who revealed the truth to us. We need not debate its veracity.
Herreshoff, you diabolical...
I awakened our former colleagues for...
I miss the...
What are you trying to say? Is...
Hypocrite though you are...
Since King Deshret is no more, remember, the moment that Aru is liberated, the myriad soul to take this step is to bring the perfect afterlife created by our king to a permanent end.
We understand that well, and we have decided to proceed regardless. Furthermore, the contemporary human perspective...
King Deshret's creation is clearly a place of rest and peace.
Hermanubis' representative and the Dendro Dragon Apep made their choice ahead of time, by the grace of His Majesty, guided by...
What's this? Are we under attack? No.
Here you are.
Father.
It's Chet's father, Jibril! That's right! He entered the Golden Slumber, didn't he?
I smell blood and sand on you. You've grown. Strong as a wild beast, and without shedding a tear.
You have to leave, don't you? Please, just answer me this. What should I do for you?
This meeting is a blessing from the gods. My soul, once imprisoned along with that of Samael, is finally free. I am truly grateful for the chance to see you again. That the dead should meet the living is itself a miracle. Do not weep for me, Jet. I know you will accomplish many great things in your life. You will go further and climb higher than I ever did. All I ask is that you take good care of yourself.
Father! Father! Father.
Hey, Jet. Do you want something to eat?
I'm fine. Thanks, Paimon. It was just a little sudden. The chant, he was trapped in the Golden Slumber for our sake. And
you've grown strong, Jet. More than enough to fend for yourself.
yeah, I'll leave the past in my memory where... Goodbye, Father.
Ah, me, what a touching reunion that...
We 3 retainers, once imprisoned for our iniquity, are surely the least qualified to judge whether this deed is good or bad. Either way, Aru is open. Now you have your opportunity, and with it, whatever trouble may ensue. Although Aru was created by a god, human craftsmanship was nevertheless required to build the gate that connects it to this world. Perhaps the relationship between gods and humanity follows a similar principle.
As for your proposed renovations, we cannot determine which functions to keep or discard. Proceed as you see fit, but please entrust the task to your most accomplished scholars, or Bennu will be most displeased.
It matters not. The Ibis King shall be accountable if any problems arise. Ibis, you chose to take on disciples, and so it follows that you must accept the risks of a...
If I'd known you'd be like this, I would have locked all of you away in Aru, never to leave again for...
All of us? What does this have to do with me?
Vilify me no further. Scholars, since you are using Aru's power, we shall install a defense mechanism at our king's mausoleum. Unseen and unheard.
Amazing.
With technology from the heavens,
All right. Well, that resolves the issue of confidentiality. What about the tech?
Why, yes. I've already contacted them. They'll be here soon.
You must be the ones tasked by the Academia with renovating Aru?
That's right. Good afternoon. I'm Kaveh, and these two are Termezi and Naisaburi. Hey, I'll hate them. Come and introduce yourself.
We've met before. This is Thoth, the Ibis King, and everyone knows these two.
I've only ever seen these two in mural.
Ah, the paintings in the temple. They show us chatting, playing cards, playing chess. Precisely the activities we most enjoy, funnily enough.
No, only you enjoy playing chess. We were just...
I wouldn't go that far.
Back to the matter at hand. A preliminary... The most capable minds in their respective fields are here before you.
The artisans who built Aru for Al-Ahmar.
I didn't know that. We'll do our best.
Such brazen words. Humans these...
No, that's not what he meant. Please, don't mind him. He shares your sentiments, just not your, penchant for hyperbole. Assuming that's what you were going for.
I just think it's important to manage expectations.
Forgive my lack of courtesy, but we simply can't sacrifice our lives to the gods on completion of the project like people in the legends of old. Here's a first draft of the project proposal for your perusal. Please let us know if you have any requests. Normally, I'd have made it look a lot more visually...
Naturally.
If my fellow ministers deem this...
Why are you so preoccupied with the...
Exactly!
This is Aru's mainframe.
We certainly will.
You may attempt to let...
King Deshret always...
Is that true? No wonder...
Naturally.
Have you noticed that the Goat King keeps giving superficial responses? It's like he's...
He understands the art of perfunctory...
Excuse me for being blunt, but it sounds suspiciously like you're putting yourself on a pedestal and mocking me.
You're mistaken. And while there's nothing strictly wrong with making every
You? Whatever. I knew it'd be like this working with you. All right, let me past. I need to look at this console.
It's your job to activate it, after all. Everyone, please proceed with the external checks and preparations as per the procedures outlined in the engineering plan.
Hello there, youngsters.
The fuck?
Whoa, the Ibis King came to life.
What do you mean, came to life? I've been alive the whole time.
You did say we could start our research, right? Are you...
I've reviewed the proposal. The work you're planning to carry out on this grand...
I wouldn't say I'm feeling hugely confident. But given how bad things are, I'd rather at least try something than sit around waiting to die.
You are the top scholars of your day. I trust you are aware that there are countless links between Aru and the Akasha?
Aru and the Akasha? But
thought the Akasha was the Academia's greatest technological accomplishment, created years ago by the
And you too? Do you not know either?
You've read the instruction manual.
An instruction manual? The Akasha has an instruction manual? The Dendro...
It used to sit on a shelf in the corner at the House of Dana. Not the most popular read. If the manual is to be believed,
What? But there are so few records about Aru anywhere. And practically none of the scientific expeditions into the desert had anything to do with it.
Ah, but this is something you could not possibly have known. You may have heard many stories about the desert, but what is the most important aspect of history? Consider this a quiz. Anyone from Vahumana present?
I'm from Vahumana. It's, well, veracity.
Precisely. And a large part of veracity is the chronological order in which events occur. I may as well tell you. In the beginning, Nabu Malikata, the goddess of flowers, descended upon Sumeru. The glory of the heaven was within her. She brought life, oases, and knowledge to this. Then she created the Jinn, enlightened them, and ordered them to serve her. 2 other gods also walked upon this land where wisdom flowed in abundance, and the 3 met beneath the great green trees. It was the first and greatest alliance. We should speak with reverence of this covenant between the 3. All the great changes in Sumeru's history began with the goddess of flowers. For King Deshret's sake, she pried into the secrets of Celestia.
Hello,
Oh,
and for this,
Hazala.
so grieved was King Deshret by her passing, that he lost all interest in state affairs, and devoted himself instead to the knowledge that she had brought back. It was
समझ
after
नहीं आया
learning
था
of the technology from that floating
ये
and so
I guess last
the
quest है
Akasha
मैंने
was
इसके पहले
inspired
पूरी
by
quest खत्म की अभी
Well, if the 2 share a common
मैं मैं
technological
yapping
origin,
थी
then connecting one system to the other is an entirely
Bye.
feasible
Okay,
idea.
bye-bye.
Unbelievable. Have you...
No, I do, but there's no time for that. The schedule...
Perhaps you could try coming up with our cutoff dates.
You know what it's like having to turn around 5 different drafts in one day? I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Yeah, also, Sir Ibis, King, you don't plan on getting directly involved at all, do you?
Yes, well, you strike us more as having come to give a popular science lecture. Or, wait, does this count as more of a first-hand witness statement?
Neither. Anyway, this sounds like far too much work for me.
Still, if Aru is so powerful, why didn't King Deshret use it for more ambitious...
Because it was never fully completed. King Deshret had grand plans, but he perished before they could come to fruition. In the beginning, his wish was to create something that could rival the very world itself. The Lord of Flowers sacrificed everything for that ambition. What he desired, she bestowed, and thus was knowledge brought into the world. Her courage and sacrifice had to be honored with the most splendid of monuments, or King Deshret would surely have deemed it a grave injustice. And that monument, built from knowledge and technology, etched with a sacrificial and courageous love, even in its unfinished form, it deserves to be treasured. At that time, King Deshret said the following to the Lord of Dendro. Since we share an eternal covenant, I shall never be your enemy. Hence, the fruit of wisdom from the heavens is not to be devoured. Remember, it is not that I lack the power to become the enemy of wisdom. Yet you and she have taught me much and shown me kindness. For this, I cherish you both. In the end, Aru was only used to store a portion of the souls. It was but a primitive form of the masterwork the king had envisaged. His final hope for Aru was to return to the past, when she yet lived.
So the point you're making is, King Deshret was both powerful and ambitious, and he only ceased his imperious ways out of affection for the Goddess of Flowers and the Dendro Archon. You could see this as an act of mercy, but you could also see it as the sentiments that lay between these three gods placing constraints on him. This was, after all, the foundation of the alliance between them.
This explains why Aru was both a prison and a monument, and why the answer to the three questions was time.
You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all manner of misfortune. This is as true for gods as it is for humans. Love is the same. It is both a prison and a monument. All right, let us pause the story here for now. Seeing as you... Who's in charge again? Is it you two?
Ah, yes, me and him.
Now then, close your eyes. Wisdom hides in the space between the tangible and the intangible. It is to convey the incommunicable through the simplest of mediums. By the power of King Deshret, I shall grant you a glimpse into the unseen secrets that lie at the threshold of existence.
Where did this come from? Is it a new mechanism?
It looks more like some form of externalized information. You've rendered it visible?
Just as the Akasha allows you to access a greater range of knowledge, the power of our king permits one... This is no ordinary mechanism. It reflects the internal structure of Aru. Whether you choose to increase or decrease, keep or discard. Come, use these to achieve the outcome you desire.
Looks mechanical to me. Better let me
turn around.
So that's where the elevator is.
Oh, that's all. करना क्या है? Okay.
Obelisks were used to record important information in the ancient desert civilization. Hey, Al-Haytham, there's some writing here I'll need you to decipher. I've sent it to your screen.
Got it. It's a little blurry, but I should...
Take a look and tell me what it says. Oh, and I'll send any...
Let's start with this one. Looks like cultural information from the age of King Deshret.
If so, I suggest you delete it.
Words thrown together merely for fun.
Well, as long as you're certain that this is strictly private information.
It is unimportant.
All right, well, I guess I'll start now. found some more. Sending them over to you now.
These are all reports about the Gurubad conflict.
Can we delete them?
I'd say so. Most of this information has already been archived and—
What if there are details in there that Vahumana missed? What are we supposed to do if they come after us in the future?
They'll just have to live with it.
Hello, hi
Yeah,
Lila,
you're
welcome
right.
back.
There's some other similar monuments nearby. I'll check.
VC आओगे? अभी चालू स्ट्रीम पे कैसा आऊँ? बाद में इसी का बाद में रखता है। चालू स्ट्रीम पे नहीं आना। नहीं होगा ऐसा तो।
Another monument.
Hold on.
You're still reading it?
It records the development and governance of the Oasis of—
Is it important?
Some of it. There was no way for me to read the whole thing.
What about the artisans' records? What do they mention?
They're speculations, mostly. For instance, they were wondering how to protect themselves if King Deshret decided to silence them after the construction of Aru was complete.
Sounds like pure mythology to me. Surely that kind of thing didn't really happen.
The records do emphasize that this was merely their conjecture based on various myths. Still, the artisans did leave details of their plans to survive, including blueprints for their escape route.
Even that got recorded? Okay, well, I'll make a copy of this first before I delete it.
Is that truly necessary? You won't be needing those.
No, the blueprints are important. I want to keep them as a memento. I think that should just about do it.
It meets the requirements of the contingency plans, so we should be good.
I gotta say, it's the strangest feeling, this cross between reality and the intangible. It's like drifting between life and death, or in and out of a dream, using my own hands to manipulate illusions that are forever out of reach.
Chasing dreams in the most literal sense. Definitely a novel experience.
What happens if my spirit just floats away?
That won't happen. Anyway, I wouldn't celebrate just yet if I were you. There's likely to be a phase 2 of this project.
All right. I'd better keep my wits about me then. Where's my key? Not again. It's good to get out and stretch your legs once in a while. People aren't made to stay cooped up inside all the time. Where's my key? Not again. The ability to appreciate beauty is an important virtue. Where's my key? Not again. It's good to get out and stretch your legs once in a while. People aren't made to stay cooped up inside all the time. Where's my key? Not again. My latest design's getting there, but there's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches before the deadline creeps up. Where's my key? Not again. Where's my key? Not again. The ability to appreciate beauty is an important virtue. Where's my key? Not again.
It's good to get out and stretch your legs once in a while. People aren't made to stay cooped up inside all the time.
Where's my key? Not again.
The ability to appreciate beauty is an important virtue.
Where's my key? Not again.
My latest design's getting there, but there's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches before the deadline creeps up.
Where's my key? Not again. Where's my key? Not again.
Where's my key? Not again. It's good to get out and stretch your legs once in a while. People aren't made to stay cooped up inside all the time. My latest design's getting there, but there's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches before the deadline creeps up. Where's my key? Not again. Where's my key? The ability to appreciate beauty is an important virtue.
Hello, we will be right back. Take care.